In 2004, one woman took a leap of faith. The voice of a child awoke in her a compelling desire to help, and at its core was a clear, simple truth. The courage to begin by helping one child is a courage that can touch the lives of thousands. In 2004, disaster of a magnitude never before seen in our lifetime struck Southeast Asia. The level of suffering the tsunami left in its wake aroused in all of us a need to pray, to mourn, and to give. Dr. Martina Fuchs, an intensive care pediatrician, like many of us, was touched by what she saw on television. She knew she had to help. She knew that she could help. She found herself led to a camp in a remote area of Sri Lanka, surrounded by people in desperate need of medical, emotional, and economic help.
One of the concepts that's now in place for Real Medicine Foundation actually started right there: friends helping friends helping friends.
She was not alone in being called to this anguished part of the world, and with the help of many dedicated volunteers, she founded the first Real Medicine clinic in a shack that had survived the wave's onslaught. It was here she made her first promise. Since then, the Real Medicine Foundation has grown to 11 projects around the world.
The way we choose our projects is often that we start with disaster relief and we choose areas that are extremely poor so that we can really have the highest possible impact.
The doctors, support staff, and volunteers of Real Medicine are serving earthquake and tsunami survivors in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Peru. With the help of generous corporate and individual donors, Real Medicine, while providing funding for relief efforts in Myanmar, is serving the poorest regions of Kenya, Uganda, and soon Nigeria, Mozambique, and Armenia. HIV/AIDS treatment programs have been established in Africa and India, microfinance loans dispersed in Indonesia, and funding has been provided for schools in Sri Lanka. Where there is a need anywhere in the world to support people living in the aftermath of disaster and the oppression of extreme poverty, Real Medicine works to provide humanitarian assistance. By forming partnerships with existing organizations, Real Medicine works within the cultural framework and creates sustainable solutions, solutions that can be applied globally.
It comes down to one child at a time. If you have the courage to focus on one child at a time, eventually you reach thousands and thousands and thousands.
In her young nephew's face, Dr. Fuchs had seen reflected the faces of the unnamed children suffering thousands of miles away. In his voice, she had heard their prayers. The courage to take that leap of faith 4 years ago is the same courage that defines the role of the Real Medicine Foundation today. Courage was not the absence of fear, Nelson Mandela once said, but the triumph over it. In the faces of these children all over the world, we see the evidence of that simple truth.